out the true honest. So let's get it, yeah, let's see what we can uncover.
One that defies your world, gives you truth and life. One that excels, special reminder, guide your way through this shadow world.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Persona 4 Golden. Today, we had just gotten through one of our most dramatic episodes yet. But now, we have finally come to the conclusion that maybe Namatame isn't who we're looking for as a villain. I'm Raspberry Donut, by the way. But now, we've come to the conclusion that, like I said, Namatame probably isn't a villain, because if he saved us, and if he failed to save Nanako when we thought she had died back in the last episode, and he failed to save the other two, wouldn't that mean when he saw us when he first saw us that when he first saw us and said, "I saved you. You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save her too." So it makes no sense for him to say that he saved Yukiko and the others, but did not save anyone else who died. A bit weird, if you ask me. Alright, we're gonna go off. Our rank just ranked up last time. And now, here's our next episode. We're pretty close to 70 now, I think. Hell no. After what happened yesterday, they said they were gonna tighten security. I have a plan. There's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital. Hey, this place is off limits. I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame. Son, may I go in? This is the Unit 252 requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Huh. Ah, understood, I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish. I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojuma's stead. Huh? Detective Dojuma sent him? I wasn't informed of this. I'll vouch for his identity. Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself. We have our hands full with the transport procedure, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too. This is Unit 252. Huh? I see. Has something bad happened? Something about a suspicious object out in the lobby. Ah, well then this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious. If anything happens, hit the call nurse button. I'll leave the rest to you. Understood. Please be careful. I knew they were unmanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly. Wow! There's nothing much inside that suspicious object, so he won't be gone long. All right. Then now's our chance to talk to Namatame. Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you. It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth, so please, answer our questions. It seems that he understands what you're trying to say. What should you ask him? Who'd you throw in first? Huh? Me? Wow, that's an interesting development. Yukiko really was the first one he threw in. So does that mean it's... Sorry. The announcer and Saki were thrown in by someone else. Whoa. Is saving people killed them? No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there. What should you ask him? Did you kill those two girls? They were killed. I couldn't save them. Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place. His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth. Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true, there's another killer who murdered the first two victims. Indulge us in a few more questions. What should you ask him? How did you enter the TV? I didn't know. I never thought it would be that kind of place. Why the warning letters? What are you talking about? That's interesting even more. Who killed the first two? I have no idea. I want to know that too. As I thought. You believe me? Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things? Mayumi! Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say. Only you? We did blame you for everything at first, but now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth. Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly. You're willing to listen to my story? Yep, we all are. Alright. Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I haven't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She's been disgraced on all the afternoon shows and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi! Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi! Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV. Ha! I understand that. I hit the back of my head. I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon, when I got to work, I was fired on the spot as expected. as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it all happened in my hometown. Namitami is casting his eyes downward painfully. I was dumbstruck, but later on I remembered the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again. And I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt. And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel. I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I had heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came to my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die. And that was Saki-senpai. I've been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus. It became sharper? How did you find out it was her? After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me such low spirits and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to a liquor store. After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her and told her to be careful. But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain. That's why I warned her! Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on, please! The next day, they found her dead. I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing. You really did love Miss Yamano? Yes, from the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship. I think I could kind of relate. It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her. She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-senpai was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you. She'll be kidnapped next and murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who will save her then? The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me, and that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter? Give her shelter there before the killer gets her. What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it? The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than her being slaughtered. Once things calmed down, I could just let her out again. If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me the power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I'd already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I just have to do it. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please, lend me your strength. So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us. Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this! But I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it. But, are you telling me that I wasn't saving them? If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were in fact in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all. I had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself for the first time, I had some doubts about myself. You refer to Nanako-chan, correct? The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place. I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was. I never knew. You couldn't even get out of that place on your own. No, that's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all. See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did in Junes? Yes. I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to save anything. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the TV myself. I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed. You were really trying to save people. But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool! I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society. But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero. I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this. What's done is done. I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that. I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Kidnapping is already a serious crime, and on top of that, I put all those lives in danger. I'm sorry. The Midnight Channel and the other world. You can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you. I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people. The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths. I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired. What? What are you all crammed in here for? My apologies, we'll be leaving now. Wait. I beg you, please find whoever's behind this. You children are the only one who knows about that world. That's our plan. It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first two victims into the TV. Yes, we've taken another step forward. Exposition dump after exposition dump. This might feel confusing for people who have been through this for the first time. Definitely. Now get out! Now get out of here! I told you! He's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen! Sheesh, I better not see you rascals here again! Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life. This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her. How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer? The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Ms. Yamano's incidents to see if we can turn up fresh details. But it's been over 6 months! Wouldn't the trail be cold by now? I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who can understand what's really going on. And you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings. I hope we can find out something about Teddy too. Tomorrow, you'll all be going out to talk to people in town. Will this really help uncover the information that will lead to the true culprit? You decide to go home today, or you decide to go home early today and get some rest. Well, deja vu. Alright, go to sleep. We got a big day ahead of us tomorrow now. Today is the day the school was founded, so you have the day off from school. You need to investigate the town. You'll wonder if you'll be able to gather the information needed to catch the killer. God, doing Namatami's voice for a while really hurts my throat. Alright, where first is to go to the shopping district. A businessman in the south near Rise. Where's Rise? I'm such an idiot. Hey, listen to this. Rosette came and spoke to me. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I asked for her autograph and what type of guy she's into. She's into guys with gray hair, commanding leadership. Wait, are you describing you? Yeah, and I hate every minute of it. Anyway, what do you want? I'm sure you can see how busy I am. About those murders, didn't they capture the suspect to put a lid on that case? Are you done asking questions? Good, now go away. I'm very busy talking to Rosette right now. I've been asking about Teddy too, but I'm surprised how many people actually remember him. They're like, oh yeah, that guy in the bear suit from Junes. But nobody has seen him, yesterday or today. He's loved by so many different people. Where the heck could he have gone? Oh wow. People actually remember this bear. Oh, that chick? Even if someone's been killed, everyone just forgets it so easily. But the rumors they hear from friends and TV get remembered for a long time. Why is that? It's been a while since the first two incidents. Do you think we'll find anyone who still remembers them? The fog sure is dark and creepy here, isn't it? Oh, you have a question for me? About those murders. A little while ago, they said that a suspect had been caught. It was in the newspaper. It was that Namatame-san, right? I remember seeing him around from time to time. Oh, how horrible. It really does frighten me. I don't recall seeing any other strange people, so I'm sure he's the culprit. Is it true that there really were no other suspicious victims? Or individuals? Yeah, this is why it's confusing. You'll never guess who the killer actually is, because it's like, how the hell are you supposed to get this? I only get it because I know, but none of it ever makes sense. About those murders, I think this is the old man here. The fog isn't clearing, even though the year is almost over. It's deplorable. It'll be so cold on New Year's that I'll never be happy. What do you want? Yeah, about those murders. I can't remember something from that long ago. Alright, then let's... There isn't anyone in this town like that. I even know you. You're the kid who's staying at Dojima-kun's house. Oh, wow. He's got his information straight. Have I seen any other weird people aside from Namatame? No, I don't think so. That's strange. That's very strange. How come no one's seen them? Hey. Yeah. No, I don't think I've seen any suspicious people. Except for you, who's interrupting my conversation with Rosette. God damn, man. She ain't anything special. It's me. Do you recognize me? Why, I'm outside. When I'm home, I just see more news about the murders. I thought I'd stay out here and watch the sunset, of course. I'm going to watch TV when I go home anyway. Even then, I can't see the sunset because of all this fog, and I hate it. I hate it. It's so depressing. Huh? Do you have a question for me? Oh, come on. Don't make me even more depressed. They said on the news that the suspect's already been caught. So the whole thing is over now, right? What else is there? It's a small town. If there was anyone suspicious, there would be rumors going around all over. But at least I haven't heard any news or rumors like that, so I'd say there's no such person. Jesus. Why? That guy had nothing to do with it. I just wanted to see what he'd say. This is strange. How does nobody notice a killer walking around? First, we should retrace our steps. That would be the simplest way. Saki Konishi and Mayumi Yamano. There should be a common morality between the two. Surely there were some witnesses. Any scrap of data could be useful, no matter how small. But none of this makes sense, lady. Can I help you? That incident last spring? I don't remember anything from that long ago. I'm gonna be studying for college entrance exams next year, so I've got no room for useless information like that. Anyone suspicious? A suspicious person? And now that you mention it, my friend was saying she saw someone. I think she's just wandering around the shopping district, so why don't you ask her? Cool, we got something. The shopping district, right? The kind man. No, it's a woman. Kind man. There he is. Fog isn't clearing up, is it? Isn't that just a little strange? My wife is all business as usual, but I'm a little worried. By the way, do you need anything? About those murders, I'm sorry. All I remember is that something happened. I know it was pretty shocking, but what can I say? A lot of time has passed. Seen anyone suspicious? We've really had a lot of people come to our store, but I can't say anyone was particularly suspicious. Damn. Those are kittens. And there's a cat here. But there... Do you need something? Now that you mention it, the town was abuzz last spring. You remember that, don't you? Have I seen a strange person? I don't know. Out in the country, if there was anybody strange walking around, everyone would know about it right quick. You got a point. Get ready, guys. We're about to hit the breaking point for this episode. So right here, we will save our data. Now, at this point, there is a couple endings we can go through. But it's not the end of the game just yet. But if we take the bad route, there will be an ending. But there is still a winter third semester to go through, so we'll take the first route that'll get us to the first really true bad ending. Because most of it's just like rehash kind of shit over and over, or it's the same thing over and over. So first up, this girl here. What is it? What are you talking about? You explained about the incident involving Saki Yamano, the female announcer. Did all that happen just last spring? Wow, it seems so long ago. Haha. Who's gonna remember something like that from that far back anyway? What is it? Huh? Someone told you I saw a suspicious person? Oh, that! You remember Saki Kunishi, don't you? You know she passed away a little while ago. She told me how that Namitami person came to her one day and started spouting all this craziness. Something about the TV. I wonder what that was all about. His relation to Saki? Hey, I don't know what you're implying, but you've got it all wrong. Saki was a good girl. It's just that people misunderstood her. She must be referring to the time when Namitami tried to warn Saki. It seems the thing about Namitami making advances on Saki was a misunderstanding. Yeah, well, there wouldn't be anything else though. Oh, right here. Huh? Can I help you? That incident last spring? I still wonder what happened. It was a pretty big deal, wasn't it? I'd almost completely forgotten about that. Wow, I must be getting old, huh? Doesn't look like you'll find any more information of the last incident last spring. Huh? Can I help you? A suspicious person? No, I can't think of anyone, not from this town anyway. It doesn't look like you'll find any suspicious, or any more information on a suspicious person. You've gathered as much information as you could. See? Do you know who it is? Literally. Do you know who it is? This game gave you no fucking clues. Not at all. You meet up with your friends after you finish gathering information. At Chinese diner Aya. I'm seriously pooped. This stuff's a lot harder when you don't have a badge to flash. I walked around it all day and didn't hear anything good. It was the same for me. There was absolutely no talk about the case whatsoever, let alone the true culprit. Ditto for me. Yeah, no, everyone got nothing because it's like, bro, how the fuck are you supposed to figure this out? There were no clues dangled here. None at all. It might be just a lack of my intelligence on this part, but there was nothing I could figure out at this point to see who it was. Actually, in my case, I kept getting bombarded with questions and couldn't get them onto the main subject at all. The killer must be pretty good to have pulled this off without being seen by anyone in this small town. What should we do? Well, one steak bowl, please! That's not what I meant! But then again, I guess we might as well take a break. Oh, the crab and egg fried rice. God, this reminds me of the egg fried rice game that came out not that long ago. Damn it, Yosuke. I'll have roast pork ramen with extra noodles. Y'all finished the dishes that you ordered. Now that our tummies are full, let's share what we learned, even if it wasn't much. You spoke with everyone about the information you gathered today. So to sum up, there really was no new information. The end? The police had an unusually large amount of officers in their initial investigation of the first two incidents. To find facts that are even they overlooked would be difficult indeed, now that over half a year has passed. There wasn't a single report of suspicious persons being witnessed to begin with. Ms. Yamano had ardent fans, whereas Saki didn't. But otherwise, the conditions are the same. You know, every time I tried to ask about the case, everyone ignored me and kept ranting on about that damn fog. Yeah, that at the Midnight Channel. I asked around about Teddy too, but no one's seen him. Gee, I wonder where he could have gone. Do you have anything, Naoto? Any, new deductions? I said that wrong, but I know. But I'm just gonna live with it. Without any new data to work with, there isn't much I can do. There must be someone in this town who meets all the criteria for this case. The killer must have a connection to both Saki-san and Ms. Yamano. And they expect you to know this, given that you don't know who Saki is too much, besides meeting her one time, and we don't know who Ms. Yamano is because she was killed even before we got here. And all we can do is work off secondhand reports. How are we supposed to figure this out without a guide? Seriously. As well as be in any position to observe our actions periodically to some extent. Finally, it must be someone who could approach Senpai's house without arousing suspicion. Make her sound like she's got a lisp or something. I need some fresh air before I give it more thought. I'll be outside. Yeah. Just sitting here will help you think any better. You decided to go outside to get some fresh air. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. How are you supposed to know who this is? There is no clues to any of this. Nothing. It's snowing. No wonder it's chilly. No matter how many times I go through this game, it literally still gives you no clues, no matter how much I look at it hard. Brr, it's freezing out here. Like, only people who've been through Persona 4 Golden, or Persona 4 itself, know who the killer is. Because they've probably been through the game before. Maybe this will help clear my head and get my deductive muscles flexing. And literally, I think I only came upon it by either looking it up or just guessing off one at a time. Hey, is it snowing? Too bad the fog's so thick. The snow just gets lost in it. There must be something that's been overlooked. It's urgent that you get over the roadblock facing you. The clues you need must already be in your hands. What's the matter? You should go over everything you know one more time. The culprit had some sort of connection with both Mayumi Yamano and Saki Konishi. And judging by the warning letters, the culprit most likely knows about the other side and what you did there. It's highly likely that they also knew what Namatame was doing and stood back to watch. Who would know all these things? Another oddity about the case is that there were almost no witnesses. Now, this is a good question here. This is a good thing to point out. Why did people not notice this? Both warning letters seem to have been delivered directly to your house, but no one saw anyone suspicious. No one unusual was seen around Mayumi Yamano or Saki Konishi either. Despite the police dispatching an unusually high number of officers to perform a thorough investigation, there must be someone in this small town who fits all the facts. The person who most likely seems to be the culprit. The person who seems to be the most likely culprit is... Good question. And without a guide, you would never know who the fuck this is, actually. Nothing sticks out to you. Nothing at all sticks out to you at this point. Like, only if you had very, very high level intelligence, I would think, that you would ever see anyone here that would literally be the bad guy. You know what I mean? It's like, all these names are just... You could pause and read them too. All these names are seemingly of everyone who's innocent around here. There's absolutely no one. And those who probably who have once more seen this know the answer already, and I'm just kind of delaying at this point to buy a little bit more time. Of course. if you look only at the circumstances, you can't completely rule out that possibility. Adachi may have been able to keep an eye on your actions. He would have been able to approach your house with ease, and he knows the area well. Thinking about it, you encountered him many times while investigating the case. You learned much about the police's movement from Adachi as well. Yeah, you would have never figured this out if you didn't know this happened already. There is no exact reason to doubt him, but something is still bothering you. However, can we really suspect one of our best friends for this? Should you tell your friends about your suspicions about Adachi being the culprit? From your relationship thus far with Adachi, you don't want to think of him as the culprit. But there is more than enough possibility, but you can't say for sure that he isn't. Are you sure you don't want to tell your friends? You cannot think of anyone else but Adachi who could have been the culprit. But you don't want to hand him over as the culprit. You decide to keep it within your heart without telling your friends. It looks like our only option is to stay patient and continue our investigation. But regardless, the fact remains that Namatame has committed his crimes, and he has already been arrested. So, no matter what we do, the case might be over now? Though the truth will forever be lost in darkness. Well, for us it's more like it's lost in the fog. Backside of TV, sorry. Like I said, you would never have known it to even point the fingers at him. But it can't be him, right? The guy's just way too nice for his own good. Shortly after, you found a letter that Teddy left behind. I'm going back to my own world. It's not easy to live there now, but it's my reality. I'm really, really thankful for everything all of you did for me. Well, goodbye. Everyone avoided talking about the case and waited for the severe winter to end. And so, time passed. Yeah, as you could tell, I did something on purpose here. Tomorrow is the day you go home. Was it really the right thing to not tell your friends about Adachi? I mean, you don't have any proof, right? It can't be him. This is probably the last day you could see Adachi. You decided to see Adachi. It can't be him, right? Inaba Police Station, interrogation room. Sorry, were you waiting long? Man, things have been so busy. I've been putting in a crazy amount of overtime. Well, anyway, what's with the sudden visit? Can I help you with something? Did you do it? Do? What? Me? Kill Mayumi Yamano and Saki Konishi? What's this about? Are you serious? Oh, come on. Even if you're kidding, this is a pretty bad joke. Did you forget? You're the ones who brought in Namatame. Oh, I get it. You're still playing detective. Okay, say I am the culprit. What did you come here to do? Convince me to turn myself in? So what? Are you trying to blackmail me? Well, listen up. Unlike you, we police aren't made of time. We still haven't even cleaned up Namatame's mess. Besides, you don't have any proof that I did it. Well, are you gonna keep playing detective? You're on my side? Are you trying to be the hero or something? No, wait. You're saying you're on the side, you're on the killer's side? In front of a police officer? Do you understand what that means? I see. Wait here a sec. Do you remember this? It's the threatening letter that got sent to your house. I accidentally forgot to forward it over to forensics. I'm sure it was just a prank, but maybe it was connected to the murders. Who knows? This might be the piece of evidence that could turn this whole case upside down. The real killer wouldn't want the police to have this. But you're with me, right? So if I'm the killer, and you're with me, then that makes you my partner in crime. Isn't that right? I don't like this hypothetical situation we're doing, Adachi. What the hell? If I send this to forensics, they might pull some evidence from it. Maybe a clue to capturing the real killer. You, your friends, and Dojima-san have all been busting your asses for a whole year to solve this case. It's a damn shame that no one's caught the real killer yet. Well? Adachi's staring at you. If you burn the letter, you would destroy the one piece of proof that exists. It would be betrayal of everything that happened over the last year. Will you burn the letter? A burning smell permeates the room. You actually did it! Do you understand what you just did? You destroyed evidence. That's a crime, you know? Now, this little incident is covered up forever. All because of you. Huh? And it's the police's duty to keep tabs on those who've committed crimes. You can hear his happy voice from your cell phone. If you get calls from this number, you'd better pick up. There's no use changing your number. Don't underestimate the Japanese police. It's easy to track you down. Your decision was monstrous, but there can be no turning back now. You feel a strong bond between you and Adachi. And we have maxed out the Jester Arcana. By the way, don't save over your regular file with this. I'm just gonna say this now. Bond Maniac trophy earned. You want to find the truth without being swayed by the voices of society. But the truth is a sinister thing. It seems like something absolute, yet it exists in everyone's hearts. For you, this was the truth. Well, I'm going back, so be careful on your way home. The fog is getting thicker and thicker after all. Goodbye, partner. There's no turning back now. The fog outside is thick. You have to go home early. And this is the end of the game, unfortunately. Now, a follow-up report on the serial kidnapping and murder case that shook Inaba last year. Defendant Taro Namatame has confessed to committing the multiple kidnappings that previously seemed irrelevant. However, he continues to flatly deny his involvement with the first two murders. With so much unknown regarding his motives and methods, many are hoping that his trial will shed some light on these mysteries. Up next is our fog forecast for today. Fog is still covering the town, but it should soften somewhat this week with the coming of spring. Today and tomorrow we'll see fairly light amounts of fog. As usual, saturation from then on is still to be determined. If you have travel plans, please be mindful of visibility conditions. It's almost time for your train. Are you ready to go? Too bad Nanako couldn't leave the hospital in time to say goodbye. A little more time, and maybe she could have come outside. Feel free to come visit anytime, okay? Say hi to your parents for me. There's no doubt he's the one who put Nanako through all this. But the more I interrogate him, the more I start to question myself. Did Namatame really murder two people? I don't think so. Well, we'll see what comes out of our investigation. In any case, there haven't been any more bizarre incidents lately. Here's hoping Inaba goes back to its usual quiet self and stays that way. Well, we should get going. Your friends are probably waiting at the station. Come on. Ba-da-ba-ba. It's the end. You really are leaving us. You know, it was over too quick. It's gonna get boring without you around, Senpai. You will visit, won't you? We'll come immediately if anything happens on your end. Be sure to take good care of yourself. Take care. Keep in touch, okay? I'll reserve a room for you at the Imagi Inn the next time you come. Well, I'll see ya. You really helped us out with lots of stuff. Thanks, partner. Well, this wraps up our episode of Persona 4 Golden for today. Hope you like this. Until next time, everyone, have a very, very raspberry day.